I've always been drawn to abandoned places. There's a strange allure in them, a sense that something unseen is waiting just beyond the corner of your eye. Old houses, empty schools, forgotten hospitals. They all have stories embedded in their walls, stories of people long gone, whispers of what once was. For me, it's irresistible. I like to explore, to see what time has left behind. A few months ago, a friend sent me a photo in our group chat. The caption read, "You won't believe this house. They say it calls people by name. Don't go, seriously." The picture showed a house deep in the woods. It was the kind of place that looks normal from afar, but the closer you get, the more unsettling it becomes. Broken windows, sagging roof, vines creeping across the walls, darkness in every corner. For some reason, the warning didn't scare me. It made me curious. I decided I had to see it for myself. Alone. My friends tried to talk me out of it, but I told them I'd be fine. I packed a flashlight, extra batteries, my camera, and some water, and left my fully charged phone behind for emergencies. The drive to the location took longer than expected. The forest seemed endless, the sun dipping lower with every mile, casting twisted shadows across the dirt road. By the time I parked near the trail that led to the house, darkness had settled in completely, and a cold wind whispered through the trees. When I finally saw the house, I felt a chill run down my spine. It was worse than the photo. The windows were empty dark holes, some broken entirely. The front door hung slightly open, creaking with each gust of wind. Vines and overgrowth had taken over the yard, and the smell of damp earth and rotting wood filled the air. I stepped onto the porch. The floorboards groaned beneath my weight. I flicked on my flashlight and shone it through the doorway. Nothing. Just darkness. I told myself it was fine. It's just an old house. Nothing more. Then I heard it, a whisper. So faint I almost didn't catch it. "Hello?" I froze. It came from inside. I laughed nervously. Probably the wind. Probably nothing. But curiosity pushed me forward. Inside, dust floated in the beam of my flashlight. Broken furniture lay scattered across the floor. Wallpaper peeled off in long strips. The air was heavy, musty, suffocating in a way that made it hard to breathe. Then I heard it again. Louder this time. "Get out." My heart jumped. Someone was inside. Maybe a squatter, I thought. I had to be careful. But I moved deeper, flashlight sweeping across the dark corners, the shadows seeming to shift and move just beyond the light. I found a staircase leading to the second floor. The stairs groaned under my weight. At the top, a narrow hallway stretched into darkness. Doors lined each side, some hanging off their hinges. And then I heard it. "Michael." I spun around, flashlight trembling in my hands. Nothing. Just the peeling wallpaper and shadows that seemed to twist and grow. I told myself it was my imagination. But then. "Michael." Closer. Clearer. Coming from the room at the end of the hall. My flashlight beam flickered as I stepped toward it, revealing a figure standing just inside, or at least I thought I saw one. I pushed the door open. Empty. But the whispers didn't stop. They seemed to curl around me, soft, almost sweet, and yet terrifying. I tried to leave. The door slammed shut behind me. I yanked at it, but it wouldn't budge. Panic rose in my chest. That's when I noticed something impossible. The hallway outside had changed. The walls were closer, the doors rearranged. The exit I had seen moments ago was gone. The whispers grew louder. Overlapping now, calling my name, laughing, screaming. I backed away, searching for another escape. My flashlight landed on a shadow on the far wall, stretching and contorting unnaturally. Not human. Not fully. I ran to a window at the far end of the room. Tried to open it, but it was stuck. Pressed my ear against the glass. The whispers didn't come from outside, they were inside me, in my head. "Michael." I stumbled back, eyes wide, trying to comprehend it. The temperature dropped, my breath visible in the air. The figure on the wall moved closer, bending in ways that no human body could. It pressed against the ceiling, walls, even the floor as it slithered toward me. I scrambled, trying doors, looking for anything. That's when I saw it, another shadow in the corner, pale, faceless, watching. Then another. And another. Soon, the room was filled with them, whispering, calling, their movements jerky and unnatural. I remembered the warning my friend had sent. It calls people by name. I never believed them. I should have. I ran. Somehow, I found a small closet and shoved the door closed. Crouched inside, flashlight clutched to my chest, my heart pounding. The whispers slowed, becoming faint. But I could still feel them. Watching. Waiting. Hours passed. Maybe minutes. Time felt meaningless. Finally, I heard silence. I dared to open the door. The room looked empty. The hall stretched normally. No shadows. No figures. I ran down the stairs, out of the house, not stopping until the forest swallowed me. My lungs burned, legs trembling. I didn't look back. Days passed. I told myself it was over. Just stress. Just my imagination. But then. At night, in my own apartment, I hear it. Faint at first, almost drowned by the hum of my air conditioner. Michael. It's never stopped. Even now, as I sit here typing this story, I can feel it. Watching. Waiting. Calling. Sometimes, I swear I see a shadow in the corner of my room, just for a second, and it's gone before I blink. I don't go out at night anymore. I don't explore abandoned houses. But I know one day, if I'm not careful, it will find me again. And when it does, I won't be able to run. Because the house doesn't just whisper. It remembers. It waits. And it will call your name too. I thought I was safe after I left that house. The forest had swallowed it back into shadow, and I told myself the worst was over. But some things don't end when you escape. Some things follow you. Some things. Remember. The first night after I got home, I tried to sleep like nothing had happened. But even as I lay in my bed, under the warmth of my blankets, I could feel it. That presence. Soft, insistent, like a breath against my ear. My eyes shot open, and I froze. My apartment was dark, silent. But the shadows at the edges of the room seemed thicker, heavier. Michael. I sat up so fast, my heart hammering. The whisper wasn't outside. It was inside the room, inside my head, threaded into my thoughts like a poisonous vine. I tried to tell myself it was a dream, some leftover anxiety from the house. But the whisper came again, this time clearer. Come back. I bolted upright, pulling on the lights. Nothing. Nothing moved. Nothing breathed. But I could feel it there. Watching. Waiting. Sleep became impossible. Every night, it would start the same way, a faint whisper, slowly growing louder, filling the apartment. Sometimes it would mimic the voices of my friends or family, calling my name, begging me to follow, threatening me. Shadows began to shift on their own, fleeting glimpses in the corner of my eye, vanishing when I looked directly at them. I tried to ignore it. I told myself I was losing it, that the stress of what I had seen had cracked something in my mind. But rational thought did nothing to stop it. A week later, I returned to the forest. Not to the house itself, God, no, but to the road where I had parked. Something had drawn me there, a compulsion I could not fight. I walked the trail slowly, flashlight in hand, hoping to see nothing, to confirm that my mind had simply created a nightmare. But I saw footprints. Footprints that weren't mine. Leading away from the house, disappearing into the woods. I followed them. Something inside me knew I shouldn't, but I couldn't stop. The deeper I went, the colder it got. The trees seemed to bend toward me, their branches scraping against each other like dry bones. And then I heard it again. Michael. No whisper this time. A voice. Low, guttural, human and yet not human. Coming from all around me. The footsteps quickened. I tried to turn back, but I felt like the forest had shifted behind me. Paths I had walked moments ago no longer existed. I ran blindly, branches clawing at my face, the cold biting into my skin. That voice followed me, echoing in the trees, whispering my name, laughing, mocking me. Finally, I stumbled into a clearing, and there it was. The house. The same abandoned house I had left, but it wasn't as I remembered it. The windows were darker. The door was wide open, inviting, daring me to enter. And though my rational mind screamed at me to run, a part of me, terrified, desperate, curious, stepped forward. I moved through the house slowly, flashlight trembling. Every door I opened revealed another horror, a room filled with dolls staring blankly, their eyes painted in dark, wet streaks, a kitchen with utensils arranged as if an invisible hand had been preparing a meal, a bedroom with the bed made perfectly, though no one had lived there for decades. And always, the whispers. Calling me. Taunting me. In the hallway, I saw it, A figure, crouched low, face hidden in shadow. Its head snapped up, and I saw it, a pale, featureless face staring directly at me. The whispers rose to a scream, echoing in my skull. I tried to run, but the hall stretched infinitely ahead. No matter how fast I moved, I couldn't escape. Doors led to nowhere. Windows opened to walls. I tried my phone, but there was no signal. Every light, every sound I made seemed swallowed by the house. It was alive, and it was hungry. I collapsed in the middle of the floor, sobbing, trying to block out the voices. That's when I felt it, a hand. Cold, skeletal, brushing against my shoulder. I spun around. Nothing. But the whispers grew louder, sharper, slicing through my mind like knives. You can't leave. You're ours now. Michael. Panic consumed me. I ran blindly through the house, feeling walls shift beneath my hands, floors folding like paper under my feet. I found a staircase leading down and hurled myself down it, scraping my knees and hands. At the bottom, the front door. Open. I didn't hesitate. I ran through it, into the night, into the forest. I didn't stop until I reached my car. The house loomed behind me, silent, almost mocking, as if it had been watching my struggle and had allowed me to leave. I drove home without looking back. For days, I stayed inside, lights on, doors locked. But at night, it returned. Whispering my name. Following me through my apartment, unseen. Sometimes I'd wake to find shadows pooling in corners, shifting shapes, moving closer. I tried everything. Rituals, sage, even contacting a paranormal investigator. Nothing worked. I realized I had made a mistake by stepping into that house. By acknowledging it. By listening. And then, one night, I received a package. No return address. Just a small, wooden box, burned at the edges. Inside. A single note. Welcome home, Michael. Since then, I haven't slept properly. The whispers never stop. They follow me everywhere, in my car, at work, even here as I write this. I can hear them in the wind, in the walls, in my own reflection. And I know. One day, they will come to take me back. Because the house doesn't just call. It doesn't just whisper. It remembers. It waits. It reaches. And it knows your name. And if you ever see an abandoned house deep in the woods, with broken windows and a crooked door, don't go in. Don't even look at it. Because it's not abandoned. Not really. It's alive. And it's hungry. It might already know your name.